Hello, I am Ashwin Ganguly. Let me demonstrate my project over here. So the thing is, this is Arduino board, and this is connected over there with the Arduino code. Now the code has already been transported over here. So I will just minimize this window, and I will be using an Windows app known as CoolTerm to load the terminal output, and as the code outputs into the terminal, and that will be logged into a data file. So that looks like this one. So I will be logging the whole data through USB port, and that USB port gives me a serial output, and that will be logged into a data file. So that is how the whole thing will work. I will set this up. In the meantime, let me show you the circuit over here. So the thing is, here we have got the Arduino board, and here we have two terminals. This one is a red, that means it is a positive terminal. So that will go over to our A0 pin of the analog input pin of Arduino board, and that is already connected to this motor. And the second part is this one, the black one. This wire has to be connected over this one, as we measure the ADC voltage across this potential of this battery. So the potential will be measured over this battery terminal, and as they are all in parallel, so the thing is, the potential drop across all of these things will be the same one as the potential drop between these two terminals. So we will be connecting this part here in such a way so that we can have a connection from the ground. So this ground is connected with this black pin, that is the neutral, as I can say, the ground one. So now then we will connect this terminal with this one, that gives us a serial link over this. So we connect the ground terminal here, and we join this two things like this one. So after we do this basically starts drawing the current from there, and the current passes on. The thing is, now we will log this data. For this we will connect this to a binary file. Let us name it test, and I will just save it, and I will connect this to the serial port, and as you can see, it starts logging all the data, and I can view it as a chart. So I can see how the voltage is varying over time. So in this way I will be start logging the whole data, and this thing is done for logging the voltage drop across the terminal. The other experiment that I have mentioned, there is a circuit 2.1 that has some resistors that uses this breadboard with the circuit array. There are two resistors of 100 ohms, so I can just take this out of there and put that to a series in the other one. Like if I put this over like that, then these two resistors are in series. So now we can connect two wires, and I can remove this resistor. This is the extra one. So now we can connect the actual red one, the A0, from this terminal, and this goes to the black one. Now the problem with that circuit is the overheating issue, and now what I have seen is these two 100 ohm resistors actually goes to 1000 ohm resistors. That is why the current variation is pretty erratic, and our whole data collection is erroneous. So that is why that data has to be changed. Means the procedure of collecting the data has to be changed, and I have mentioned how we can optimize this circuit in my presentation, and that couldn't be done because of lack of instruments and short time interval. That is why this is how the whole data has been collected over this, and as you can see this whole graph over here, this graph actually shows us like how everything is done. Like this graph, you can see like how these are the spikes, these are all output terminals. So now you can see like there is a potential of 3.6 and 3.55 all over there. So I can, let me verify if it is actually 3.6 and 3.55. I will be using a digital multimeter, so there will be some error related to it, but it should be near 3.6, like 3.6 or 3.7 should have been the pretty much accurate data, as this guy over here doesn't has such a great accuracy of measuring the things, and precision is low. That is why. So I will change it to 20 volts, and then I will measure the terminal voltages. Like this is the red one, these are the two terminals, as you can see, it is pretty much accurate. It is 3.54, and over there in the graph also we have a 3.54. Like these spikes are over here, as you can see, these spikes over here, these are caused because of the interference that I have caused in the circuit. Otherwise you can see that this line over here, this corresponds to actually 3.5 and so 3.54 and all. So that is why I can verify that my circuit works perfectly fine with a high accuracy. But the problem is, again, this motor hits very quickly. That is why this and this resistance in parallel also hits up very quickly. That is why this the resistance over this changes with time. So we cannot actually calculate how much current goes through it. Neither the variation is a great one. That is why if we cool down the circuit, that can give a rather long time of data collection. Otherwise the coil inside it will get burned. Thank you.